All right, guys. So for territory wars, sometimes those Traya strategies can go wrong. I'm going to run a battle against schematics here. Um, if Bastila is super fast and goes before Thrawn, you're almost guaranteed to lose Traya. She'll always call Yoda, who will go ahead and get the basic on Traya, have full turn meter, uses AoE, uses single target special, and then God forbid Kenobi's also fast, you'll get an AoE or you'll get a team assist call, and Traya will be gone. That's usually the point where people panic and they can't isolate Revan and they feel like they can't do anything about it. So no one on my team is particularly remarkable. Treya's tanky, but I'm going to let her die just to work out the strategy of what happens when you lose Traya right at the open. I do have a pretty fast Thrawn, but I'm not going to use him to fracture Yoda because I want to demonstrate what you would do if Bastila happened to go first. Right, so tanky Traya, she takes a lot of damage right away. Nihilus is up, not going to have him do anything other than basic, and I'm going to fracture Revan and see with all these attacks if we can lose Traya. Now, Yoda should use a single target special, great. So now we're in a battle where we don't have Traya available to us, so you would think, okay, well, now I'm in a lot of trouble. I'd recommend before Kenobi uses his cleanse to try to stun him with Bastila Shan. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Now that there's no foresight up, we can use Nihilus AoE. We got 4 of 5 cooldowns. And the idea is with Revan fractured, we don't have Nihilus marked, and that's what you're trying to buy time on. I would generally try to shock Kenobi, although he resisted there. Just to try to prevent him going ahead and pulling up his taunt. I'm going to give turn meter to Nihilus just because it will allow me to go right away again with Thrawn. I'm going to go ahead and hit Kenobi here just with a basic. He'll be ability blocked on his next turn. I would love to do something like that to Revan, but that's not going to happen. We'll use an unavoidable attack to heal Bastila a little bit, although we almost lost her. Even if you do, that's still fine. You can recover. Now we have Thrawn up again. I don't want to get marked. I could fracture Yoda, but I don't want to mess around. So I'm just going to fracture Revan again and play this out. We might lose Bastila. That's okay. Can't really do anything with this basic. Just going to go for Kenobi so he doesn't pick up any sort of taunt. Lucky that Yoda hit Scion there. He could have hit anyone. But for the most part, the rest of the team's going to be pretty durable. And you're not going to have to worry too much. All right, so let's say you lose Bastila Shan as well. Now you're like, okay, this thing is over. Going to use Scion Special. Going to clear all buffs. And I'm going to annihilate Revan. For Territory Wars, that is the goal. All right, so Revan's gone. This is something that we could recover from. I want Nihilus to last for a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and pass TM and protection up to him. Don't want to use AoE because everybody has foresight, so I'm not going to get very far there. Now with Scion having his special up, he can die and we'll be able to bring him back. I would note that he's also super durable. So I don't want to use the AoE here. There's 3 foresights up, so I'll just use that basic. Have no choice but to attack Kenobi. Scion will go, he'll restore a little bit of health, but again, we have that special on him, so he should be able to stick around. Even if we lose him, we can come back from that. Alright, so Nihilus gets hit pretty big. Now we're going to fracture Yoda, so there's really no damage output on this team. I would also note that I think Annihilate triggers Savior, so whenever we kill Yoda, he's going to be gone. Going to hit Jolie. Now I'm going to use the AoE. I'm going to get 3 of the 4. Notice that Scion's sticking around. Thrawn's running a little bit low. Don't have to worry about Revan coming back. He's been annihilated. Now we'll use Scion's AoE, clear those buffs. And he's probably going to stick around as well. Drop the cooldown for Nihilus. So it gets a little hairy here. Now we'll pass TM. And now we're going to annihilate Yoda. Alright, so now we got Yoda down. We could probably auto the rest of this. But I'm going to try to work on Jolie. So I'm going to fracture Kenobi. This way I'm not getting in any trouble as far as hitting Jolie and triggering some kind of taunt. But at this point, you've taken out Revan, you've taken out Yoda, you lost Traya early, so that can be scary, but it's something that you can recover from. So you kind of want to get to the point where you're going to be able to annihilate again. That's not quite yet. We'll be able to annihilate the next turn, and then we're going to hit auto. And when I annihilate on the next turn, I'm going to hit Jolie, because I don't want to deal with him on any sort of follow-up. And I don't want him reviving anyone I take out. So he's annihilated. I'm going to hit auto. Obviously, this is cutting it close. Some part of it's me just taking the time to explain all this. Now I just have Bastila back. Thrawn should be fracturing soon. So we might be able to just squeeze this in. Even if you timed out with just Bastila left, which we didn't, that would probably be pretty helpful as far as a Territory Wars battle.